I didn't mean to check the footage. That night, I was only trying to make sure the technician had fixed the lag in the security feed. I had no reason to suspect her, my wife, not yet. But when I clicked playback, I froze. There she was, in my office, with Daniel, my personal assistant. At first, I told myself it wasn't what it looked like. That laugh she gave, the one that used to belong to me, maybe it was just friendly. But then she leaned across my desk, and kissed him like she had nothing left to hide. My hand went cold on the mouse. My pulse stopped counting time. And just like that, something inside me, the part that trusted, that believed, shut off. We'd been married 8 years. I met her when I still believed love made you brave. She was radiant, a lawyer with eyes that promised certainty. She said I made her feel safe. Funny thing is, safety is what she stole from me in the end. Daniel had been with my company for 3 years. Ambitious, loyal, eager to please. Or so I thought. I'd mentored him, trusted him with passwords, accounts, even my schedule. I used to call him the kid. Now I realized he'd been studying me, watching me closer than any camera ever could. The week after discovering the footage, I said nothing. Not to her, not to him. I woke up beside her, pretending to sleep in. I sat in meetings across from him, pretending not to notice the tremor in his hand whenever I looked up. They thought they were being careful. They weren't. Her perfume lingered in his car the night I accidentally borrowed it. His tie showed up in our laundry. She said it was a mix-up. I smiled and kissed her forehead. Inside, I was already planning. The first rule of revenge: you don't react. You re-engineer. I started by promoting Daniel, publicly, told the board he was my right-hand man. It inflated his ego, made him reckless. I let him handle client portfolios, bank authorizations, even travel budgets. Slowly, I began rerouting transactions through dummy accounts in his name. Then I took care of her. She had always been the one who handled our legal paperwork. So I let her believe she still did. I slipped new contracts into her pile, amendments, clauses, asset transfers. By the time she noticed, everything that was ours would already be mine. Every night I'd sit beside her on the couch, pretending to watch TV while she texted him from the bathroom. I'd smile at her laughter, sip my drink, and think about how justice always tastes better when it's aged. 10 days later, the technician called again, said he needed to reinstall the system remotely. I told him to leave it running. That's when I caught them again. This time, they weren't in my office. They were in our home. She wore the necklace I'd given her on our anniversary, the one I told her symbolized loyalty. He called her my escape. She told him he's too distracted to notice. I didn't move, didn't speak, didn't cry. I just listened, memorized every word. 10 minutes after the recording ended, I executed everything. I sent a confidential report to the board, evidence of Daniel's embezzlement. The same files I'd set up for weeks. Then I scheduled an anonymous email to her firm with attachments proving her legal negligence, documents she had signed without reading. At 8:47 p.m., they both got a call. By 9, his career was over. By 9:05, her license was under investigation. By 9:10, the police were on their way to question Daniel. And by 9:15, she came home, pale, shaking, clutching her phone. She asked me if I knew. I looked at her for a long time. Then I turned the TV on, the same footage she didn't know I'd saved, and pressed play. Her face drained of color. Heard her whisper, "Please, I can explain." But there was nothing left to explain. The screen showed her betrayal, frame by frame. Every lie, every touch, every stolen glance. When the video ended, I stood up, walked past her, and said quietly, Congratulations. You fixed the camera problem. I left her there, trembling, staring at her reflection in the black screen. The next morning, I walked into my office, alone. Daniel's desk was empty. Her ring was gone from the nightstand. Peace felt strange at first, like silence after a storm. People always say revenge doesn't heal you. Maybe they're right. But watching the two of them lose everything they built on my name, that felt like justice. Now, sometimes I still check the cameras. Not because I'm paranoid, but because they remind me of one truth. Betrayal is always recorded. All you have to do is press play.